Good morning, everyone. There is one habit that has the power to transform your day before it even begins. It doesn't require money. It doesn't require special talent. It only requires a willing heart and a grateful mind. That habit is starting your day with prayer. Before you check your phone, before you worry about your schedule, before you allow the world to tell you who you should be, take a quiet moment and connect with the Creator. The way you begin your morning often determines the direction of your entire day. If you begin with fear, you carry fear. If you begin with stress, you carry stress. But if you begin with faith, gratitude, and purpose, you carry strength into every challenge you face. The power of morning prayer begins with understanding that the first few moments after you wake up are some of the most influential moments of your entire day. Before the demands of work, family, responsibilities, and unexpected challenges begin to compete for your attention, your mind is quiet and open. This is the perfect opportunity to connect with God and invite His presence into every part of your life. Many people rush out of bed and immediately reach for their phones, checking messages, emails, or social media. Within minutes, their minds become filled with distractions, comparisons, and worries. Instead of beginning the day with peace, they begin with pressure. Morning prayer offers a different path. It allows you to pause, breathe, and remember that you are not facing the day alone. You are placing your thoughts, your plans, and your heart into the hands of the one who knows your future better than you do. Prayer in the morning is more than repeating familiar words. It is a sincere conversation with God. It is a moment of gratitude for the gift of another sunrise and another chance to become a better person than you were yesterday. Every new morning is evidence of God's mercy and love. No matter what mistakes were made yesterday, today is a fresh beginning. When you acknowledge that blessing through prayer, your heart naturally fills with hope instead of regret. Gratitude has a remarkable way of changing the atmosphere of your mind. Rather than focusing on what you lack, you begin to appreciate what you already have. You become more aware of your health, your family, your opportunities, and even the simple blessings that often go unnoticed. A grateful heart is difficult for fear and anxiety to control, because it is focused on God's goodness instead of life's uncertainties. Morning prayer also strengthens your confidence before you face the world. Every day brings decisions to make, conversations to have, and obstacles to overcome. Some days may test your patience, while others may challenge your faith. When you pray before stepping into those situations, you remind yourself that your strength does not come from your own abilities alone. It comes from God's wisdom, guidance, and power working within you. Instead of relying only on your emotions, you begin to rely on His promises. Instead of reacting with fear, you respond with faith. This shift in perspective can completely change the way you handle difficulties throughout the day. Problems that once seemed overwhelming begin to appear manageable because you know you are not carrying them by yourself. Prayer also brings clarity to your thoughts. In a world filled with endless noise and constant distractions, many people struggle to hear their own hearts. They rush from one task to another without taking time to reflect on what truly matters. Morning prayer creates a quiet space where your spirit can become still. During these peaceful moments, you may find answers that were hidden beneath stress and confusion. You begin to recognize priorities more clearly. You become more patient with people, more thoughtful in your decisions, and more intentional with your actions. Even when immediate answers do not come, the act of trusting God brings a sense of peace that allows you to move forward with confidence. Another beautiful aspect of morning prayer is that it prepares your heart to treat others with kindness. Every person you meet is carrying a story you may never fully understand. Some are battling silent struggles, while others are searching for hope in difficult circumstances. When your day begins with prayer, your heart becomes softer and more compassionate. You are more willing to forgive, more willing to listen, and more willing to encourage those around you. Instead of allowing anger or frustration to control your words, you become mindful of speaking with love and patience. This not only blesses others, but also creates healthier relationships in your own life. Morning prayer is also a powerful reminder that your purpose is greater than simply completing another day. Life is not just about checking items off a list or chasing temporary success. It is about growing in character, serving others, and becoming the person God created you to be. When you dedicate your day to Him each morning, even ordinary tasks gain deeper meaning. Whether you are studying, working, caring for your family, or pursuing your dreams, you do it with a sense of purpose because you know your efforts can honor God and positively impact the people around you. Every morning becomes an opportunity to start again with faith, gratitude, wisdom, and a heart that is ready to walk confidently in His direction. Faith before everything else means making God your first priority before anything else competes for your attention. Every morning presents you with a choice. You can begin your day by focusing on your problems, your responsibilities, your fears, or you can begin by focusing on God. The direction of your thoughts in those first moments often shapes your attitude for the rest of the day. When faith comes first, worry loses its grip. When trust in God becomes your foundation, the uncertainties of life no longer have the same power over your heart. This does not mean that challenges disappear or that every day becomes easy. It means that you face every situation with the confidence that God is with you, guiding your steps and working behind the scenes in ways you may not yet understand. Many people wake up already carrying the weight of yesterday. They think about unfinished work, financial pressures, family concerns, or the mistakes they have made. Before they even get out of bed, their minds are overwhelmed with stress. Faith invites you to replace those thoughts with something greater. Instead of asking, "What if everything goes wrong today?" you begin asking, "How can God use me today?" That simple change in perspective transforms your mindset. Rather than expecting disappointment, you begin expecting opportunities. Rather than allowing fear to control your decisions, you choose to believe that God is preparing a path, even when you cannot yet see it. Faith teaches you to trust God's timing instead of demanding immediate answers to every question. Putting faith first also means believing that your identity comes from God, rather than from other people's opinions. The world constantly tries to define success through wealth, popularity, appearance, or achievements. It encourages comparison and competition, leaving many people feeling inadequate or discouraged. Faith reminds you that your value is not determined by your circumstances or by the approval of others. You are valuable because you were created with purpose. When you understand this truth, you stop chasing acceptance from everyone around you. Instead, you focus on becoming the person God designed you to be. This confidence gives you the courage to stand firm in your values even when it is difficult. Faith before everything else also changes the way you respond to setbacks. Every person experiences disappointment. Doors close, plans change, and unexpected hardships appear. Without faith, these moments can easily lead to frustration, bitterness, or hopelessness. With faith, however, you begin to see difficulties from a different perspective. You understand that delays are not always denials. Sometimes God is protecting you from something you cannot see. Sometimes He is preparing you for something greater than what you originally imagined. Faith gives you the patience to keep moving forward even when the outcome is uncertain. It reminds you that every season of waiting has a purpose, and that growth often happens during the moments when nothing seems to be changing. Living with faith also influences the way you make decisions throughout the day. Instead of acting only on emotions or temporary desires, you begin seeking wisdom and direction from God. Before making important choices, you pray for guidance. Before speaking in anger, you ask for patience. Before giving up, you ask for strength. These small moments of dependence on God gradually shape your character. They help you become calmer under pressure, kinder in difficult conversations, and more confident when facing uncertainty. Faith is not limited to Sunday mornings or special occasions. It becomes a daily way of thinking, speaking, and living that influences every area of your life. Another beautiful result of putting faith first is the peace it brings to your heart. Peace does not come because life is perfect. It comes because you know that God is in control even when life feels uncertain. There will always be situations beyond your control, but there is never a moment beyond God's control. That truth allows you to release the need to have every answer. It allows you to stop worrying about every possible outcome and instead trust that God is leading you one step at a time. This peace becomes a source of strength during difficult moments because it keeps your heart steady even when circumstances are changing around you. Faith before everything else also inspires hope. Hope gives you the courage to keep believing when results are delayed. It gives you the strength to keep praying when answers seem far away. It reminds you that every sunrise is another opportunity to experience God's faithfulness. Every new day carries new possibilities, fresh mercy, and another chance to grow spiritually and personally. When your first thought each morning is centered on God instead of your worries, you begin your day with confidence instead of confusion, with gratitude instead of fear, and with hope instead of doubt. Faith becomes the light that guides your decisions, strengthens your heart, and reminds you that no matter what happens throughout the day, you never walk alone. So tomorrow morning, before the noise of the world enters your mind, take just a few moments to pray. Thank God for another sunrise. Ask for wisdom instead of worry. Choose faith over fear. And step into your day believing that something good is already on its way. Because when your day begins with prayer, your heart begins with peace, your mind begins with purpose, and your life moves in the direction of hope. Thank you, and may your every morning begin with faith, gratitude, and the quiet confidence that God is with you every step of the way.